Joining us now, Donald Hoffman. Donald is a longtime Donald Trump supporter from day one. He's the president and CEO of the XL Services Corporation, and he's an energy expert. And he is joining us now. Donald Hoffman, great to have you with us, sir.
John, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for inviting me on your show, sir.
Okay, I want to talk about energy policy a minute. What do you think, I'm going to be straight out. What do you think of Secretary of Energy Rick Perry's and President Trump's energy policy right now?
I think that they are doing a great job of acknowledging and recognizing that there are a number of changes which need to be made to ensure that the American people are going to have available to them affordable, available, abundant, resilient, and reliable and clean energy. And they're doing that by acknowledging and recognizing that there are 8 major assets in the energy portfolio that facilitate providing energy to this entire country. And in order to do that, you have to acknowledge and recognize the strengths and weaknesses of each of these. They're not all created equal, and they each balance out each other to facilitate ensuring we have a strong and resilient grid. And that means that each one of those energy assets need to be treated specifically according to their unique value and valued accordingly, according to this too.
Where are we with nuclear energy, Donald Hoffman? It's not really been front and center. It's not something that's been debated. Where are we with this?
Well, nuclear currently provides a little over 19% of the energy supply in this country, and up until recently provided a little more than 20%. We've had notifications of 12 premature shutdowns of nuclear power plants in this country simply because they cannot economically compete in the regions in which they're operating. The important thing to note is that our nuclear power plants are operating more safely, more efficiently, and more effectively ever in the lifetime of nuclear energy in this country, or for that matter, on the globe. And yet, because of the flawed policies and the lack of unique value being recognized of nuclear, we are not giving nuclear a chance to be successful in the markets in which they operate. Because nuclear provides more than just energy, 724, irrespective of where it needs to go and how it needs to go and what environmental or climate conditions it goes in. It also provides a significant economic benefit and boost to all of the areas and regions, especially those in the local areas, with tax incentives and tax boost and also infrastructure capabilities for hospitals and police and schools and roads and things of that nature. And more than that, it's important to note also, if you believe in any kind of environmental concerns, nuclear, while it only provides 19% of the electricity in this country, provides greater than 67% of the carbon-free emission electricity. Nuclear needs to have a fair shake at what is happening. And I will tell you that nuclear is not asking for any special attention. It's asking for nothing more than a level playing field and the opportunity to be successful given its unique value.
Okay, so everybody loves the environmental stance of France, right? I mean, we have the Paris climate change accords and all that, right? So everybody looks at France as one of those countries that really understands the environment, and it's the international cosmopolitan country in this city. Do you know, Donald Hoffman, that France, 90% of their entire energy output, 90% comes from nuclear, 90%. If the French can get 90%, why can't we even get 25%? How does this make any sense? I mean, we're being outpaced of all people by the French, for heaven's sakes.
Well, I won't say anything about the French, but I do think it is important to note that globally the value of nuclear is being more and more recognized in a number of different countries. But the French, much like the Russians and the Chinese and the Koreans and others, have what we call state-owned enterprises, and those state-owned enterprises acknowledge and recognize the value of that. So the policy is established, the political will. In this country, we developed nuclear technology 60 years ago. We exported it to all these other countries to provide for the benefit of mankind throughout the rest of the world. However, while we have the technology, while we've continued to enhance and improve it and being allowed to export it and to share it with our colleagues across the globe, we do not have the political will that is necessary to ensure that it can be successful in this country. That is what's so wonderful about Secretary Perry and President Trump's administration. They are acknowledging and recognizing that which has not been acknowledged for several decades, that you cannot just focus simply on natural gas and other renewables and expect to have a resilient and reliable grid which will facilitate getting electricity to the American people. And if it's to be said whether or not they're picking winners and choosers, I believe that President Trump and Secretary Perry are picking the winners, and the winners are the American people.
No question about it. We're with Donald Hoffman. He is an energy expert and has been working on energy policy for some time. He's the president CEO of the XL Services Corporation. Mr. Hoffman, I'm going to switch for a second. I got about a couple more minutes. We were both at the Redskins game yesterday. And I just want to get back to the fact that you still have 5 or 6 of these 49ers kneeling during the national anthem. I know that we were all talking about that during the game, and we appreciate your comments on that, certainly. But none of the Redskins kneeled yesterday. Are we getting over this now? Is it just some teams? What do you make of this whole thing?
Well, I would certainly like to think we're getting over it. Let me be very clear, is that I am an American, and I'm proud to be an American. Is America perfect? Absolutely not. However, is it the best system in the globe? That is absolutely true. And I think that anyone that has the opportunity and the privilege to live in America has a responsibility as an American citizen to decide how he or she will indeed take issue with whatever is going on in America. But in reality, few of us ever have the opportunity during our normal everyday life to come together on anything, because we have a lot of differences of opinions, irrespective of who we are and where we come from. But standing for the national anthem, the flag that represents what is good about America, what can be even better about America, and that which gives us the opportunity to live here and the opportunity to even have the chance to take issue with something, I think when you disrespect the American flag by doing anything but standing, you disrespect all of those who came before you. You disrespect the founding fathers. You disrespect all of those who gave sacrifices, even the ultimate sacrifice, to ensure you had that opportunity. I do not believe that there is any reason why anybody would not respect the American flag by standing in front of it and saluting it or putting their hand over the heart. In fact, if you're aware, there is a code, 36 U.S. Code 301, National Anthem, which says the composition consisting of the words and music known as the Star-Spangled Banner is the national anthem, and it says conduct during playing. During a rendition of the national anthem, when the flag is displayed, individuals in uniform should give the military salute at the first note of the anthem and maintain that position until the last note. Members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform may render the military salute in the manner provided for individuals in uniform, and all other persons present should face the flag and stand at attention with their right hand over their heart, and men not in uniform or women, if applicable, should remove their headdress and put their right hand and hold it over the left shoulder, the hand being over the heart. This is a national code. It says should. It does not say shall. We don't mandate this like some other countries do. What we do, however, is expect that men and women throughout this country can respect the very symbol of the country that gives them the opportunity to make or to take any issue with how the government is doing.
Well, I tell you what, I couldn't have said it better myself. You got it all nailed down. Donald Hoffman, I want to thank you for being with us today. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, half these people kneeling, they don't even know why they're protesting anymore. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan. One of our players yesterday said, well, if I can't kneel, I'm going to quit. And the Tennessee ownership's response was, okay. This is, okay, we have a right to do what we want. You have a right to not play and not get paid. Or you can go to work for somebody else. Meantime, Colin Kaepernick suing the NFL owners for collusion, saying, well, they won't hire me because I protested. No, they won't hire you because you can't win games and you stink. That's why they don't hire you. Unbelievable what is going on.
Interestingly enough, if I may say, I believe this is an opportunity for Americans to rise above their own self-interest and celebrate something that is so much greater than the individual, something that's greater than themselves. The reality is, if this country is worth defending, if it's worth standing up for, if it's worth going to war for, if it's worth losing your life or a limb or giving the ultimate sacrifice, if it's worth defending, it's worth honoring. And those who choose not to honor do not deserve the privileges that came with those who defended.
All right, I'm out of time. I want to thank Donald Hoffman for being with us. Also, want to give a shout out to Martha Bonetta, who says hi. She's, I know, a great friend of the two of us, and I want to thank her for that. We're out of time. We got to go.